Welcome back to Wave Listens
Hi.
Live. It is
Friday, May 9th, planet Earth. Good time. Don't go broke in a nursing home. Beautiful Friday here in Kentuckiana on May 9th. Welcome, viewers, to the second segment. Don't go broke in a nursing home with Elder Advisors.
Workshops are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Don't go broke in a nursing home. Monday in Louisville, Tuesday in Clarksville, Wednesday in Corden. You don't have to. You don't have to. Denial is a problem. I mean, very
talking about the river in Africa.
No, I knew you were going to. Hey, Sean, it's Professionalism Day, okay?
Sorry, my bad.
It's Friday, May 9th, Professionalism Day, okay? So I had a gentleman come in about 2 months ago. True story. Came in. He had two siblings, and he said, "We need to get this done. My mom's in the nursing home." And I said, "Have you paid a bill yet?" He said, "No." That's problematic, and I'll explain why in a moment. And I gave him kind of the list of what he needed to bring in 2 days later. The next day, my office says, "Hey, Mr. Bill canceled." I'm like, "Okay, I completely forgot about it." Well, about 2 weeks ago, he's at my office. And I said, "Hey, weren't you here like a couple weeks ago?" "No, it was like 2 months ago." I said, "What happened?" "$20,000 happened." I said, "What's going on?" "Well, I was all set to come back," because he was the power of attorney. He is the power of attorney. "Well, my sister said, 'Mom, nothing has happened yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You know, she's getting her rehab. We haven't had a bill pay or anything." So she talked me out of it. And so what happened? Well, $20,000 happened because the rehab stopped. They gave us a notice, and then they gave us a partial bill for 1 month and for the next bill. So now we only have $70,000 to work with, where before we had 90. And I'm good. I'm not that good. So I had to work with what I had remaining. And what I'm getting to is, you know, we don't want to deal with this stuff. It's stressful, or we don't understand it. And when someone's in rehab, they think they've got a lot of time, and they don't. They don't. You got to get moving on this. That's why we're doing the workshops Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Go to freeworkshop.com and register. We have a lot of fun. It's always at Lindsay Fleming's expense because I'm blameless.
Of course, yes. We've learned that.
A great candidate, right, or somebody who should come into the workshop is if you're watching this and you're writing checks, or you know somebody who's writing checks in a nursing facility. So just this morning, I met with a fella named Kerry. Hi, Kerry. And so his mom has been in a nursing facility for about 6 months, and they've written checks. He's written checks for 6 months for mom, and that money is gone. It's off the table. But with what she had left, we were able to protect those assets. So we'll be working with Kerry over the next 4 to 6 weeks to get mom straightened out, so we can, you know, protect what she has left, so we're not in just this endless spin down, because the end of that road is no money, and you still have this huge task of requesting a benefit, because if they're there, the facility has to be paid, and that's a tedious application process. That's what we do. That's what we do. So we're excited to work with Kerry, but great information at the workshop for families that are in a nursing facility and writing checks or think that they might be soon.
And that's just a difficult part of someone's life, no matter how, whether it's financially, emotionally.
Just the stress.
For you guys to be there and offer these resources for finances, but also even just a level of comfort to get them through this time. How important is it for what you guys do, and how involved do you become to make sure that they are comfortable during this process?
And to that point, basically, they become a client for life, and they get our cell numbers because they inevitably get some goofy letter Saturday afternoon, and you know, it stresses them out. I'm like, call me. I'll put it to bed. I'll answer the question then, so you don't have to worry about it all week and play phone tag on Monday, because this is really stressful stuff. It's tough stuff, but we get across the finish line, because so much of this is at the kitchen table, but we help the families navigate this so they can kind of enjoy the weekend and not be so worried about all this stuff. And you know, well, the business office gave me this bunch of forms I have to fill out, and it has to be due by 4 o'clock today. What do I do? We'll navigate you through that so you don't go broke in nursing home, and take some of the stress off your shoulders, because it is quite onerous for families.
And part of our mission is, you know, protecting assets, but and providing peace of mind. And the peace of mind part is, you know, priceless, right? I mean, you know, we can protect assets. That's black and white. Those are dollar signs. But the peace of mind that families get, that's literally priceless.
And I want to speak to some of the viewers in Kentucky and watching this. There's at least one person, probably a lot more, that has subscribed to the barbershop law. Well, you know, I talked to Bob or Fred at church or whatever, and I know they're well-meaning, but they said nothing can be done. And when Aunt Mary went through this, all that happened. You know what? It probably did happen to Aunt Mary, but they weren't clients of Elder Advisors. This is what we do. We're about to begin our 30th year of service doing this. There's like 12 of us doing it, plus the resources of the attorneys and the law firms to get across the finish line. But the barbershop law is devastating because families think nothing can be done. Just give it away and do this and don't worry about it. And what people don't understand is you still have to file for the benefit. Even if, you know, some families say, well, I've only got $20,000 or $30,000, I'll just spend it down at the nursing home. Okay, you can do that, but you're still responsible for getting it across the finish line. You can get the approval for benefits. We're talking about a six-figure a year benefit, $120,000, $140,000 a year. That doesn't come easily. You have to do it the correct way, and that's what we do. But it starts at the workshop, Kentuckiana. Come out, let's have a little bit of fun. Monday in Louisville, Tuesday Clarksville, Wednesday in Corydon, Indiana. It's about 90 minutes, fast-paced. There'll be attorneys at all the workshops going over the legal nuances because we're not attorneys, but there is a financial component, so you can kind of thread this needle so you can be successful, take some peace of mind, and get some of the stress off your plate.
You talked about just the people who could benefit from this and the wider range of it. You know, even if you're not watching this thinking, oh, I could use that, there are still some people who still probably could just based on their age or their parents' age or their own age.
Yeah, I would say, you know, 65, folks that are retiring, this is just a kind of a natural step, you know, of what happens next in life, right? So you turn 16, you get your driver's license, right? You turn 65, you need to start coming up with an estate plan, and that's part of what we do.
That's the pre-planning.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And we go over that. The workshop is a wonderful, no stress, kind of anonymous way to go and learn more about that.
Yeah,
Freeworkshop.com.
Freeworkshop.com.
855 Larry 55.
Larry 55.
855 Larry 55.
The Kentucky Derby was last weekend, Larry.
That's right, because
Do
today,
not show up to Churchill Downs.
No,
on
today
Saturday.
is Friday, May 9th, Planet Earth, Kentucky, and adult.
That's all we got for Listens Live. Thanks for watching. I'm going to make sure that these two don't bite each other's heads off. We'll see you next time.
Never.